This is Don Ramsey. I have been asked to make a few remarks about Ralph Dreessen. How can you make just a few remarks about such a giant of a man? Words have not been invented yet to fulfill this request properly. I remember in the biblical days, many years ago, that one person, commenting about another person, said he was not even worthy of carrying the shoes of the other person. That's exactly how I feel now. I knew Ralph best as our state supervisor of vocational agriculture, where he served for 17 years. He served as our FFA Foundation director for 13 years. Ralph served on the National FFA Board of Directors for 2 different terms. He was chosen as the outstanding member of the National Association of State Supervisors at 2 different times. The National FFA named him also a VIP recipient, and he was selected as the Outstanding Achievement Award winner by the National Alumni Association. An Oklahoma VIP award had already been given him, and he was also inducted into the Oklahoma Votech Hall of Fame. He has received about every award that the Oklahoma FFA and National FFA has to offer. He was recognized as one of the best FFA leaders in the U.S. nationally. Ralph had more genuine interest and concern for the FFA members under his leadership than any other individual I know. 2 important changes took place while he was our state supervisor. For the first time, girls were admitted to the FFA organization, and the FFA Foundation was formed to help in additional funding and to make it more permanent and dependable. I would dare not guess where we would be today without either of these. Ralph took both of these changes and worked through them in his usual calm manner. He and his staff did a masterful job in planning the bylaws, the Constitution, and the emblem with the hand clasp that was to identify the new FFA Foundation. They then followed with the Certificate of Incorporation and our tax-exempt status that we were required to have. Then State President Cindy Blair and Executive Secretary John Howell had done some arm twisting earlier for getting ready for this major move. Both the girls in FFA and the foundation has been ultra successful. Hundreds of people have given a great sum of money because of the faith and the trust they had in Ralph. We have Ralph to thank for this success. My wife and I once had the opportunity to go with Ralph and Ruby, his wife, to Orlando to a national FFA event. I learned 2 things about Ralph on this trip. He knows more people connected to the FFA in this country than any other person. You know how Ralph likes to talk. We didn't get much business done. I also learned that he can be careless at times. Ruby, his wife, was not walking very well one day, and Ralph was pushing Ruby in a wheelchair. We were near the gate to Disney World. Ralph went off a curb and dumped Ruby clear out in the street. There was no harm done, but Ruby walked the rest of the day. A large crowd of people were looking on. I didn't care to hear what Ruby said to Ralph at that time. I have now found the words that describe Ralph to a T. These words are from an unknown author. It may have been Ralph himself, as far as I know. Quote, I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and so long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it whatever I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It is rather a splendid torch, which I hold for a moment, and I want it to burn as brightly as possible before I hand it over to future generations. End of quote. This is the Ralph Dreessen that I have always known. What a great dedication to a great cause. Thank you very much.